Yo, this is Sol, also known as SPL Gum, also known as Spatial Gum, also known as Grunt, your hardest team's called Grunt, and this is Pokemon Masters EX. Guys, thank you for the patience. It's been a while. This came in late, but thank you for your patience. I present to you my BP Sync Pairs Who and How to Get video. Now, if you're new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe, click on the join button, click on the bell button to get notified of all upcoming videos, and don't forget to give this a thumbs up right now. So, sorry for the long wait. A lot of people have been waiting for this one. So here we go, guys. Currently, we have 7 BP Sync pairs that are available. That's main character and Regirock, main character and Cobalion. We have Morty and Miss Magius. We have Zinnia and Salamence, Erika and Tangela. We have Karen and Umbreon, and Lieutenant Surge and Raichu. So over here, yeah, you can get them by getting some items, some vouchers with battle points. So let us first get into what battle points are, guys. So lots of you are asking how to get battle points in the past, which I'm pretty sure most of you know by now, if not all of you. But let us refresh again. Battle points can be played or earned by finishing missions or just doing events, finishing certain stages. Right now, we have 3 different events that you can earn battle points from in this update. First is happening right now. The story event, Masters of Land and Sea, happened or started on May 31, ends on June 13, by finishing mission 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11, which is basically to complete designated areas 50 times. You get a total of 250 battle points. And then there's an upcoming event called the Battle Point Challenge Daily Region Rotation. It starts on June 10, ends on June 29, but I'm not sure. This might get extended to perpetual. I don't know. We'll see about that. But we'll discuss this later. And then there's a solo event, Town Square Street Fair, coming June 11 and ends on June 30. And by the way, this is also the event where you can scout for Lana, Kiawe, Hala, and Mask Royale, June 11, 13, 15, and 17. And by the way, guys, if you haven't seen the video yet, I have 2 popular videos that came a couple of days/week ago. Is the number 1 is how many gems can we get? So if you're curious about the number of gems we can get in this update, check it out. If you're curious as to who you should scout for, should you skip the upcoming sync pairs, upcoming 4 spotlight scouts, check it out as well. Now, there's also another event that is coming up very soon, featuring Groudon and KYOGRE. I think it's the something Ancient Battle something Brawl? Ancient Battle Brawl or something like that. You do not get battle points from that event, just to let you guys know. 0 battle points, but you do get a couple of gems, and you also get Team Magma pins and Team Aqua pins. You can get a maximum of 4 Team Magma pins, 4 Team Aqua pins. So if you are looking forward to upgrading your Team Aqua pin right now that we got for free from the community event, that is how you upgrade your Team Aqua pin. In the meantime, since we can only get a maximum of 4 Team Magma pins, we will not be able to upgrade the Team Magma pin to max. I really wanted a max Team Magma pin as well. But, oh well, maybe in a future event, guys. Anyway, let us discuss about the Battle Point Challenge Daily Region Rotation. So, this is it, guys. June 10 to June 14, we have Kanto. June 15 to June 19, we have Johto. June 20 to June 24, we have Hoenn. And June 25 to June 29, we have Sinnoh. If you use Kanto Sync pairs, in the Kanto region thing, you get a multiplier for the Kanto sync pairs as well as for the other regions for their regional sync pairs. Now, you can only play this once per day. There are 3 different missions or 3 different levels. There's beginner, there's intermediate, there's advanced. You can only choose one a day. And if you chose the wrong thing, I'm sorry, you'll have to stick with the number of battle points you can get. So if you stuck, or if you're sticking with beginner, which you should not, you should always do advanced. But just in case, day 1 you chose beginner, and then day 2 you stuck with advanced, and so on until the end, well, you can only get 40 battle points on day 1, and, you know, remaining, you get 60 points. But the maximum you can get if you play only beginner is 800. If you play intermediate, it's 1000. And if you play advanced only, it's 1200. So the maximum points you can get in this event is 1200 points. Now, there's no reason why you want to play beginner and intermediate, because this event does not give you gems, unlike time trial, which gives you events, or which gives you gems in time trial round 1 and round 2. This one does not give you any gems at all, so I don't see any benefit of you playing beginner and intermediate. So always play advanced, get the most number of points, which is 1200 points. And if you add these all up, guys, you can get a maximum of 1700 points in this update. So how far does 1700 points bring you? 1700 gives you up to that 3 4-star power-ups, guys. The next voucher, next BP voucher, or whatever you call that, I think it's called a BP voucher. Let me just clarify with this game over here, which, come on, what are you called? This is called a BP Sync Pair voucher, a battle point sync pair voucher. And the very last reward, guys, which is at the 10,000 mark, is called a BP Sync Pair Super Voucher, which I don't know how long before we get this, but this is, you know, we did those checkout featured reward 2 gives us 5-star guaranteed scout tickets. Before, people complained as to how long it takes to get 30 you know, those vouchers, and after a while it's become quite easy to get those vouchers already. So maybe the game is just experimenting on this month, and maybe it will take not too long, probably 3 months, 4 months or something, we'll have to see, to get 1000 points, maybe in the anniversary, who knows, guys. And these are the sync pairs, or your BP sync pairs, that you can exchange for. So Cobalion and Regirock are master sync pairs. Cobalion is fighting type, Regirock is rock type. You can exchange them by reaching 10,000 points. And if I'm not mistaken, guys, after you finish round or 10,000 points, it will go to round 2, and so on and so forth until whatever, how many points we can get. So upon reaching 100 points, which should be very easy because we already can get 250 points in this event that we have right now, you get to choose between Morty, Zinnia, Erika, Karen, and Lieutenant Surge. And the question, if you have not yet picked your first one, is who do I pick? Who do I pick? And if you already picked your first one, second question is, maybe in the future on the next update, who do I pick next? So you can probably refer to this video at any time if you have a new voucher as to who you should get. So we have 7 sync pairs. Again, the first one our main character can be paired up with either Cobalion and Regirock. And I think since it's gonna take at least forever for now to get the super voucher, I'm just gonna discuss them quickly but not gonna focus on them too much. I think I will make a brand new video on our legend or our master sync pair main character in the future. But let's discuss them, guys. So over here we have main character and Cobalion. Rock Smash is basically, I think it's the second one. I think it's the Regirock one that has some changes, because the game did say it has a bug and they're gonna change the move of Regirock. But let's check Cobalion, guys. Cobalion's Rock Smash has a good chance of lowering the target's defense. Sacred Sword ignores the target's race stats when it uses a move. And then Dire Hit All Plus basically gives everyone critical hit rate +2. Justice for All makes the move gauge accelerate, sharply raises the defense of everyone. Over here to the passive skill side, we have Team Fast Track 4, which basically has a good chance of increasing everyone's speed if you use a move using Cobalion. First Aid 4, if you're low on HP, recovers HP. On a roll, increases the chances of lowering the opponent's defense when you use Rock Smash. And Fighting Teamwork powers up everyone's moves by 10%, reduces damage received by 10%. Take note that these are not sync moves, so it doesn't reduce or power up your sync move and the damage you receive with the enemy sync move. Now, the more fighting type sync pairs you have on your team, the higher the power ups are. Every single fighting type team, you get 5% power up and 2% lower damage to a maximum of 20 power up, 20%, and a maximum of -14 received damage. So that is main character in Cobalion. He has Endurance, which basically allows you to endure one hit. Not the sync move, but a normal attack. Quick Cure, Stalwart, Tighten Up, and Toughen Up has a small chance of increasing your defense and special defense when you are hit by an attack move. At 3 out of 5, by the way, guys, nothing at 1 out of 5. I don't think there's anything good at all at 1 out of 5 with every single BP sync pair. There's Dire Hit All plus MP Refresh 3, which is practically worthless. He has Healthy Healing, gives you regen when you enter the battle when your HP is full. Justice for All again accelerates move gauge and increases defense by 2 for everyone. Justice for All Shielded Squad 1 raises the defense of everyone. So let me just check. Justice for All, you can use it twice. If you have Justice for All Shielded Squad 1, every time you use Justice for All, your defense goes up +3. And you can use one more Justice for All to maximize the defense of everyone. Then Rock Smash Ripple Effect 4 with On a Roll 1. Basically, if you use Rock Smash, there is a good chance that you are able to lower the opponent's defense. And if you are able to lower the defense of the opponent, everyone's defense goes down by 1. Not just the opponent, but everyone's defense goes down by 1. Now, I haven't tried this, but I wonder if you have a lucky skill called Defense Crush as well. If Ripple Effect will happen if you have Defense Crush 1 or 2 and you use Rock Smash. I haven't tried that. I'm curious. And let me know if you know the answer. Sync Cure removes your status conditions if you use a sync move. Synchro Healing restores everyone's HP a little bit after you use a sync move using Cobalion. I think Lily has something like this. I'm not sure if it's Synchro Healing 1 for Lily or slightly higher. Let me quickly check right now. Lily, what is your Synchro Healing level? Let's see. Lily has Synchro Healing 1. Okay, that's good. Lily has Synchro Healing 1, so basically you recover as much HP as how Lily heals you whenever you use a sync move. Unbending defense cannot be lowered. That's Cobalion, guys. And the good thing about Cobalion also is Sacred Sword. If you are dealing with enemies who like to increase their evasiveness, like Lorelei, Look Alive 9, and Lorelei is, I think, often weak to fighting type as well. And you know, fighting types, high jump kick, has a recoil and everything if you miss. If you use Sacred Sword, it will ignore the opponent's raised evasiveness, which is awesome. Awesome. And I love it. It also ignores defense, increases, and everything. So maybe Cobalion is a good choice if you don't have any good fighting types and you are dealing with evasive opponents. So, next, where the heck is my Regirock? Sorry, that screen should have been first. Regirock over here at 1 out of 5. He is Rock Tomb, and the other one I think is Rock Throw. The game decided to change Rock Double Edge into Rock Throw. So Rock Throw first, then Rock Tomb to the bottom part. X Attack All, you know what that does. Increases the defense of everyone by, or increases the attack of everyone by 1. Let me check what Ready to Rock does. Ready to Rock restores a bit of someone's HP, makes an ally gradually heal itself, and sharply raises an ally's defense. This reminds me of Misty. Misty's Catch Us If You Can restores a bit of an ally's HP, makes an ally gradually heal itself, but it increases the enemy, it increases that sync pair's evasiveness instead of increasing the defense. So it increases defense of one sync pair, it recovers HP, it gives an ally regen, which is good. Rock Tomb lowers the opponent's speed, and Rock Throw is a 1-move gauge attack. Over here with the passive skills, we have Rock Teamwork. Same thing as fighting teamwork earlier, except for rock types. And then we have Last Word. If you are not flinching, take note of this. If you are not flinching and the opponent kills you, you use Explosion to deal damage or one final damage on the enemy. Impervious stats cannot be lowered. Endurance lets you live on with 1 HP if you're low on HP and you are hit by an enemy's normal attack. Power Reserves 5 powers up your moves in a pinch. I don't know why I did not highlight this, but this is an attack move multiplier, so this should be highlighted by blue. Quick Cure removes the confuse, blah 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 blah. Ready to Rock Master Healer increases the amount of HP recovered by Ready to Rock. Tighten Up and Toughen Up again has a small chance of increasing your defense and special defense if you're hit by an attack move. Unfortuitous 4. Wait a minute, I think this is wrong. Let me quickly check. I think this is wrong, guys. That's not supposed to be unfortuitous. It's supposed to be unyielding. Unyielding 2. Unyielding 2. Let me change that. Unyielding 2. Again. Unyielding 2. When the user has endured the most recent hit and has 1 HP remaining, allows it to, try and survive one more attack. So you already start the battle with, let me just change this as well, guys. I'm sorry. Unyielding 2. Okay. So you already have endurance, so Unyielding 2 will trigger hopefully trigger as long as you are not hit by an opponent's sync move. First Aid 4 restores your HP when you're low on HP. Ready to Rock Master Healer 1 again. If you use Ready to Rock, it increases the amount of HP you recover And then there's an MP Refresh 3 over there. Rock Tomb Ripple Effect 4. This time, unlike Rock Smash, which is basically has a good chance, has a chance of lowering the opponent's defense, including on a roll 1. Rock Tomb definitely 100% lowers the opponent's speed. So with Ripple Effect 4, it has a nice chance of lowering everyone's speed if this triggers. And then Sand Shelter prevents you from getting hit by Sandstorm. Sync Cure removes all status conditions if you use a Sync move. And Synchro Healing, same as with Cobalion, basically restores everyone's HP if you use a Sync move. So, these two Sync pairs, guys, are not coming out or are not obtainable, I guess, until you get that super voucher, which I don't know when we will get that super voucher. So I'm gonna put them aside first and focus on discussing the other 5 sync pairs that you can get right now. Here we go, guys. So there's Morty, Zinnia, Karen, Erika, and Lieutenant Surge. And I want to discuss their main roles and what they can do. So Morty and Lieutenant Surge are supports. Morty is Ghost type, Surge is Electric type. Zinnia and Erika are tech sync pairs. One of them is Dragon, Erika is Grass, Karen is a Dark type Striker. Now Morty has Potion, so he can help recover everyone's HP. Every time you use a sync move, you can recover everyone's HP. I think. Let me just check. Master Healer 1 sync. Oh, yep. You can recover everyone's HP. And then by using his trainer move, you get to increase +2 defense and +2 defense, special defense on everyone. Now he has Astonish. And Astonish has a nice chance of making the opponent flinch. And then he has a thing in his passive skill as well, Aggravation 1, I think, which raises the chances of making the opponent flinch when you use Astonish. It's only a 1 move gauge attack. And then he also has Confuse Ray, which can confuse the opponent. Zinnia, on the other hand, is a Sync Nuker. She has 4 multipliers in his or in her sync move / sync grid. And then she can also act as a striker. She has 5 potential multipliers in her attack moves. Entry the buffer, basically once she enters the battle, all single opponents on every opponent will have their attack decreased by 1. She has Dragon Rush, which basically is a 3 move gauge flinching attack, and I think she also has Aggravation 1 as well, which increases the chances of making the opponent flinch. Now she has one of the most interesting moves that we have not had in a long time, and that is a shield. She has a thing called Status Shield, which basically blocks status moves from affecting the allied field of play. So you will not be hit by status moves or status conditions once Status Shield is active. And then we have Stronger each time. Basically, she has a passive skill called Mad Strength 9. Every time you attack using Zinnia, your attack gets increased +1. So every single time you attack +1, attack +1, attack +1 until you reach attack +6. That is Zinnia, guys. Now, Erika. Erika is interesting. She fulfills the role of many sync pairs. She is a sync nuker. Probably not too strong with the stats, which we will discuss later. But she has 3 multipliers in her sync move. She can trap the opponent using Infestation. She can poison the enemy using Toxic. And she has a passive skill called Propelling Move 5. Every time you attack, you have like a 50% of recovering 1 move gauge. And Erika has a 1 move gauge move, in the form of Absorb, which can recover HP as well. And every time you use HP, there's a 50% chance of recovering 1 move gauge. So basically, you move very fast with Erika. Karen is a Dark type striker. She is just basically, she fulfills the role of a strong Dark type striker. She's a Sync Nuker, 3 multipliers, 4 Sync Nuke tiles on her Sync grid. And then she has Stand Fast 13 on her Sync grid, which basically lowers the amount of damage you receive when doing recoil damage using Double Edge. So in her passive skill, she gets Stand Fast 5. She gets another Stand Fast 5 in her Sync grid, as well as another Stand Fast 3 on her Sync grid, making her or giving her Stand Fast 13. And then we have Lieutenant Surge, electric type support. Basically, he has Thunder Wave, which paralyzes the enemy. He has Thunder Punch, which can also paralyze the enemy. X attack, all can increase everyone's attack damage +2. And then his 10 Hut trainer move increases the defense of all allied sync pairs and +2 critical on all sync pairs. And then each time you attack, he has a sync move or sync grid thing called Team Fast Track 4, which basically can increase everyone's speed stat by around 40%. And then I think he has another stat in his sync grid called Fast Track. Let me just check, guys. I think he has another Fast Track in his sync grid, which basically gives him another increase in speed stat if you're able to have that work. So Thunder Punch Fast Track 3 plus Team Fast Track 4. Every time you attack using probably Thunder Punch, you have a nice chance of increasing everyone's speed, including Lieutenant Surge. And that's it. That's a quick description of everyone. By the way, if you use a sync move using Lieutenant Surge, you can also recover everyone's HP as well. So that is a bird's eye view of what each sync pair does. Let us go into detail for each sync pair, starting with Morty. Everyone is a 4-star except for Cobalion and Regirock. And this is a support 4-star sync pair. Now we have received 2 support move candies in the game. 2 4-star support move candies. So now we don't have to give them to Drake. We can give them to Morty or Lieutenant Surge. But for the amount of candies, guys, if you want to use, the game has given us the most 4-star strike move candies. So the only striker we have here is Karen. So if you get Karen, if you chose Karen, you can immediately make her 5 out of 5 by giving her, 4 4-star strike move candies. And then the game also gave us quite a lot of 4-star tech move candies. You can give them to Zinnia and Erika. But we are missing 2 more support move candies to max out either Morty or Surge to 3 out of 5 at least. So Astonish is a nice chance of making the opponent flinch, together with Aggravation 1 at 3 out of 5. And then I see you again earlier, as I discussed, +2 defense, +2 special defense on everyone. So these are Morty's notable sync grid tiles. I think I discussed most in my bird's eye view already earlier. So if you want to have a look, I'm giving you a couple of seconds to check these out. Let's see. Potion Master Healer 1. He also gets a Potion Master Healer 1 in his sync grid or passive skill, which basically makes him recover as much HP as Skyla. And then he gets Potion MP Refresh 3, Unlike Skyla, which is Potion MP Refresh 2 and another Potion MP Refresh 2, this is just Potion MP Refresh 3. Higher chance of recovering Potion, I guess. But you can only recover like 1 potion each time. Skyla, on the other hand, if you're able to luckily trigger both MP Refresh 2s, you can recover 2 potions. So I'm done with Morty, guys. I am moving on to Zinnia and Salamence. As you can see over here, red marks are basically sync move multipliers. Blue marks are attack move multipliers. And purple basically affects both sync move and normal move. So let me just check Zinnia if her sync move has a multiplier. Yes! New Beginning Dragon Impact increases in damage if the enemy is flinching. And how do you make the opponent flinch? Use Dragon Rush on the enemy and the opponent will flinch. Real Nice raises Zinnia's defense by 1. Raises Zinnia's special defense by 1 as well. And increases her speed by 1. It also raises her accuracy plus 2. So basically Dragon Rush's accuracy initially is 75. Plus 2 accuracy is basically plus 20. So that means Dragon Rush already has like a 95 accuracy after you use Real Nice once. You can use it twice. And then Status Shield, you can use it once only and block status moves from affecting the allied field of play. Catastrophe 2 powers up sync moves if they become critical hits. Powers up sync moves that are super effective. Let me just check. You cannot increase your critical hit rate on your own, if I'm not mistaken, guys. So you get someone to try and increase your critical hit rate so that you can use Catastrophe Critical Strike 2 makes your attacks quite strong. Double Down 2 if the opponent is weak to Dragon type attacks. Your Dragon type sync move gets stronger. Harry 2 for Dragon Claw powers up Dragon Claw when the opponent is flinching. Harry 3 applies to both Dragon Claw and Dragon Rush. Powers up them both when the opponent is flinching. Power Posture. The lower the opponent's attack stat is, the stronger your moves are. Again, you enter the battle, Terrify 1, attack -1 for all opponents. So if you're able to partner her up with some other sync pairs that can lower the opponent's attacks, her attacks will get even more powerful and super duper effective too. Raises your attacks, Dragon Claw and Dragon Rush, by around 20% if the opponent is weak to Dragon type moves. So that's basically Zinnia and Salamence. Again, Mad Strength 1 or Mad Strength 9. Every single time you attack, your attack stat increases in damage. Aggravation 1 increases the chances of making the opponent flinch using Dragon Rush. Quite strong, very nice. A lot of multipliers here. Let's move on. 2. Personally, my favorite out of every single one. Just very few of you actually, from what I've heard, picked Erika and Tangela. But I think Erika and Tangela is the best if you're free to play, because she handles the roles of a toxic or a poison stall team very well. And you know, in Champion Stadium, Poison Stall is a very important free-to-play technique. If you don't have the sync pairs you need to defeat the opponent, Poison Stall is very vital. And a random trivia, guys, Erika is the first sync pair to be teamed up with 3 different Pokemon. The very first one. Finally, we have one! First is Erika and Vileplume, the original Erika we have. Second is Holiday Erika and Comfy. Support 5-star. By the way, Erika Vileplume 3 stars. Erika and Tangela 4 stars. Erika and Comfy 5 stars. Absorb is a 1 move gauge attack which can recover your HP. Infestation traps the opponent. Toxic badly poisons the opponent. Entangle with this sharply raises your special attack and special defense. Now, she has a built-in sync move multiplier. If the opponent is trapped, your sync move gets powered up. She has double down 2 powers up sync moves that are super effective if the opponent is weak to grass type. Basically, your sync move gets powered up. Critical Strike 2 also applies to the sync move, so if you're able to land a critical hit, makes your sync move stronger. And as you can see, she can deal either grass or bug type attack using Infestation. Infestation traps the opponent. And with Poke Trap 2 in her sync grid, as well as Poke Trap 1 in her passive skill, the opponent receives a little bit more damage when it is trapped. That's Poke Trap 3. Power Reserves 3 is practically worthless. It powers up your attacks when you're low on HP. Solar Shield, if the weather is sunny, you will not get affected by status conditions. And that's it! That's it, guys. Poke Trap 3. The opponent receives more damage when it is trapped. Poison the opponent using Toxic. And then just, try to absorb. Every time you absorb, you can get a chance to bring back your move gauge by 1 with Propelling Move 5. And that's it for Erika. Quite ordinary but good kit in my opinion. Let's move on to Karen and Umbreon. Very, very strong sync pair. A lot of people are asking me also to compare Karen and Umbreon with Karen and Houndoom. I'll do that later, so stay tuned, guys. High HP, as you can see over here. She has Feint Attack, Double Edge, you receive damage, Dire Hit, and Go Wild, which, let me check. Go Wild sharply raises your attack, gives you regen. So attack plus 2, regen. Dire Hit increases your critical hit rate by 1. And again, because of Catastrophe 2 and Critical Strike 2, your attacks and sync moves get powered up if they become critical hits. Double Down 2, if the opponent is weak to dark type attacks, your dark type attacks get stronger. Or rather, your sync move gets stronger. Power Reserves 2 basically powers up your moves when you're low on HP. And then First Aid 4 recovers your HP when it's low. Fortuitous 1 has a very small chance of raising a random stat when you use Feint Attack. And as you can see over here, again, Stand Fast 5 on passive skill. Stand Fast 2 and Stand Fast... Where did I put my Stand Fast? There it is, guys. Stand Fast 3 rather. And Stand Fast 5 on Double Edge, giving her Stand Fast 13 on Double Edge. Now, Double Edge becomes a Dark type move because of Dark Shift. And Unflappable, basically, you cannot make Karen flinch. So that's it. She also gets 4 Sync Nuke tiles, which if you use a Dark type Sync, or rather if you use her Sync move, she becomes really powerful. If you do not have Dark type Sync pair, if you do not have, probably not Houndoom, but rather Fall Hilbert, Karen might be a good option for you guys to pick. Let's move on to the last one, which is Lieutenant Surge and Raichu. I see a lot of you have chosen Lieutenant Surge. It's actually, I think, the most selected out of everyone. Thunder Wave can paralyze the opponent. X Attack All increases everyone's attack. 10 Hot is... Let me just check again. Sharply rather raises the defense of everyone and raises the critical hit rate plus 2. Quite similar to Torchic. Torchic, instead of raising defense, raises critical, or rather raises special attack stat plus 2, but raises critical hit rate plus 1. So with 10 Hot or Lieutenant Surge, you can increase critical hit rate to maximum using 2 uses of 10 Hot. He has Post Haste 4, which basically has a good chance of sharply raising the user's speed when you are hit by an attack move. So if you're hit, you have a good chance of increasing your special or your speed by 2 levels. Again, with Thunder Punch Fast Track 3, has a good chance of raising your speed as well. And Team Fast Track 4, if you use any move using Lieutenant Surge, everyone's attack stat or speed stat can increase. Synchro Healing 1, again, if you use a sync move, you can heal everyone. He also has First Aid 4, which can recover his HP when it is down. Life, basically you cannot get paralyzed. So those are the 5 sync pairs that you can get, guys. Again, Morty, Zinnia, Erika, Karen, and Lieutenant Surge. And just in case I'm covering that, that is what it looks like. And yeah, this should give you a rough idea as to who you want to pick. So, whatever role, whatever sync pair your probably team is missing, probably choose that sync pair instead, or rather choose that sync pair instead of listening to me ramble about. But whatever sync pair, whatever role you're missing, choose that sync pair. And you know, eventually we will be able to get all 5 of them, because the game, or rather the prizes over here, this and this, will give us 5. Let me just check again. 1 on 100 points, 2 on 2,000, 3 on 4,000, 4 on 6,000, 5 on 8,000. So basically, you can get all 5 of them. And probably use candies to make them 3 out of 5. And probably stop at 3 out of 5. Do not make them 5 out of 5. Because who knows, we might get more in the future. But here are a comparison or a bird's eye view of their stats if you're interested. Morty has the lowest HP. Highest HP is Karen, because probably Karen does recoil damage and you receive the recoil damage. But with Standfast 13, it's not that strong, the recoil damage. Zinnia has the highest attack stat, closely followed by Karen. Erika has the lowest attack stat, but you don't need attack anyway, you need special attack for Erika, which is the highest out of everyone out of there. Morty is the highest defense, closely followed by Lieutenant Surge. Both of them are supports. Lowest defense stat as well as lowest special defense stat is Karen, typical for a striker. And then lowest special attack stat is also for Karen, but we don't need special attack, we need attack stat for Karen. Morty has the highest special defense out of everyone, and the highest speed, as expected, is Lieutenant Surge. And every time you attack using Lieutenant Surge, or every time you use damage, or you receive damage, you basically have a nice chance of recovering or increasing your speed stat. Now, I don't think I need to elaborate too much on Morty and Surge, the two support sync pairs over here. Use this screen to judge which of the two you prefer. I'm going to a more detailed analysis on the others, which I'm gonna start first with Karen. Why did I choose Karen first? But anyway, let's do Karen first. Umbreon versus the other Karen, which is Houndoom and Mega Houndoom. And then compared with Fall Hilbert as well. So the other Karen has the lowest HP. This Karen is medium. Fall Hilbert has the highest HP out of everyone. Fall Hilbert, I think, also has a recoil damage move, but it's not as high as Standfast 13, if I'm not mistaken. This Karen, Umbreon, has the lowest attack stat. Fall Hilbert has the highest attack stat. And so on and so forth. But again, stats are not everything, guys. I want to discuss the multipliers with you guys. So, these are the attack move multipliers. And I think people say that Umbreon is better than Houndoom because just check it out. Umbreon has 3 sync move multipliers. Meanwhile, Houndoom does not have a sync move multiplier at all. She has Catastrophe 2, Critical Strike 2, and Double Down 2. Very easy to activate as long as you are able to increase your critical hit rate. And then, you know, just use it on an opponent that is weak to dark type moves and you deal strong dark type damage. But again, Umbreon starts at 4 stars. You might want to 5-star her as quickly as possible if you are able to get Umbreon. And then there's Critical Strike 2, Power Reserves 2, and Super Duper Effective 2. Power Reserves 2, probably ignore that. Just focus on Critical Strike 2 and Super Duper Effective 2, which is basically similar or works the same way as the sync move multiplier of Umbreon as well. So, very nice sync pair, very nice damage. Meanwhile, Houndoom, overpowered the lower the opponent's special attack is, the stronger your Dark Pulse becomes. And how do you lower the opponent's special attack? Using Snarl. Snarl, 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 Snarl. Lower the opponent's special attack. And if you use Dark Pulse, it has increased damage. Dirty Fighting 5, Foul Fighting 5. One of them deals with status conditions. One of them deals with Trap, Flinch, I think Confuse. Basically increases the damage the opponent receives if they have those conditions. And then we have Fall Hilbert with these attack move multipliers. I think I did a grid of him. The best I can get is Insult to Injury, Ramming Speed, and Haymaker. Now, Fall Hilbert is an amazing, very fast attacker. He has quite some nice things in his sync grid as well. I would say Scout for Fall Hilbert when he comes out. I'm not sure if Umbreon will receive a 6-star EX, but Fall Hilbert is my second favorite striker in the game, next to Alder. And I cannot say anything bad about Fall Hilbert except for his low defenses. But I would have to say Fall Hilbert works really nice. But I would have to see if Umbreon can actually deal more damage than Fall Hilbert at 5 stars. Or even at 6-star stats. But yeah, that's basically it, guys. That's basically it. Fall Hilbert, I would highly suggest you to scout for him once he returns, probably on September, because October is the Fall Hilbert came out on October last year, so it's either he returns back on early October or late September or mid-September. Who knows? Because we're still waiting for the summer sync pairs and they have not yet come out. Next, let's talk about Zinnia. Zinnia's Salamence, Zinnia's Rayquaza, Cyrus, and Iris. There are lots of Dragon-type sync pairs we have, but I'm focusing on the free-to-play ones. Cyrus is free-to-play, Iris is free-to-play. This is not Champion Iris. We have Signasuit Cynthia, not free-to-play. We have Lance, and we have others. So just free-to-play ones. Cyrus has the highest HP. Rayquaza has the lowest HP. Rayquaza has the highest attack, but is very close, just 1 point behind Salamence. Cyrus has the lowest attack, and so on and so forth. Salamence has the highest special defense and the highest speed out of everyone. Comparison, as you can see, Salamence has so many attack move multipliers. Critical Strike 2, Harry 2, Harry 3, Power Posture, Super Duper Effective 2. Again, Power Posture, the lower the opponent's attack stat is, the stronger your damage. Harry 2 and Harry 3, basically if the opponent is flinching, your attacks get more powerful. Super Duper Effective 2, if the opponent is weak to Dragon type moves, stronger. Catastrophe, Critical Strike 2, basically deals with critical hits. Double Down 2, weak to Dragon type attacks. If the opponent is flinching, your sync move gets stronger. Rayquaza, on the other hand, has one of the worst sync grids, in my opinion, because I don't really like weather effects, especially for other sync pairs that are not self-sufficient. Rayquaza, I don't think is self-sufficient enough. You need someone to set up the weather. So, basically, if it's sunny, rainy, hailing, sandstorming, whatsoever, your attacks get stronger by a few percent because of Weather Surge 3. And Weather Sync up 5 for the Sync move. And then Cyrus, also a blessing for us. Compared to Rayquaza, Cyrus is much, much better. Has Critical Strike 9 built in, which applies to both attack moves and Sync moves. And then Catastrophe 2 powers up Sync moves if they are critical hits. Water Pulse Confusion Synergy if the opponent is confused. Water Pulse deals stronger damage. And the higher your speed stat is, Hydro Pump deals stronger damage. Especially if Hydro Pump becomes a critical hit. Oh my goodness. Then there's Iris. No Sync move multiplier for Iris. But she does have Confusion Boon 5, which makes the best lucky skill to give her critical, or not really critical. Confusion, Lessen Confusion 9 is the best passive or lucky skill to give her. Power Reserves 2, if you're low on HP, your attacks get stronger. And just in case it's not obvious enough, guys, for the Sync pairs that we have discussed earlier, this one, as well as this one, the lucky skill to give your Sync pair is Critical Strike 2. Because why not? That's another multiplier. And here we go, guys. I think this is the last chart I have for you. This is Erika, Lucy, Serena, Viola, and Wallace. Now, this comparison, I'm treating Erika not as a grass type, but as a staller unit. I put up the best stallers in the game. If I miss anyone, just let me know, guys. Erika, or rather, this Erika, Tangela, can trap the opponent and poison the opponent. That's basically the same role as Lucy. Serena can trap the opponent and make the opponent fall asleep. Viola can trap the opponent. Wallace can trap the opponent. And I don't want to focus too much on their stats. I want to focus on how much additional damage you can get with trapping the opponent. So I'm gonna probably ignore the attack move multipliers. They're just there for you guys to see. I'm going to their... Oops. Those are not... Guys, the bottom part is not Sync move multipliers. Those are extra damage the opponent receives through trap. So it's too late for me to correct that. Just pretend that it's an increased multiplier. Extra multipliers or extra damage things. So Lucy, even though she can trap the opponent and make the opponent paralyzed, or rather poisoned, the opponent receives typical normal trap damage because no Poke Trap. Serena, on the other hand, has Poke Trap 3, which increases the trap damage by around 30%. Viola has Poke Trap 2. And then over here, Wallace actually has Poke Trap 6. So Wallace actually deals the most extra damage with trap out of everyone because Erika only has Poke Trap 3. But Wallace cannot poison the opponent. Meanwhile, Erika is basically Lucy. Erika and Lucy kind of covers both roles. The thing with Lucy is that Lucy does not have a sync move, or rather a sync grid. So I think the best comparison over here is the first two, Erika and Lucy. Easily, I can say that Erika might be better than Lucy, and Erika can cover several types, including grass and bug. So I think Erika is better than Lucy, but let me know what you think, guys. Again, it's not a sync move multiplier for the bottom one. It's like extra damage from trap. So yeah, I received another request from you guys to compare all three Erikas. This is Tangela, then Vileplume, then Comfy. Vileplume is the highest HP at 5 stars, 744. Tangela has the lowest HP. Vileplume has the lowest attack. Comfy has the highest attack. Tangela has the lowest defense, lowest special defense, but the highest speed out of everyone, and has the middle ground in special attack. And if I want to compare them three, this is what it looks like, guys. So attack move multiplier, Tangela has critical strike 2, power reserves 3, and super duper effective 2. Tangela also has built-in sync move multiplier. When the opponent is trapped, Tangela deals more sync move damage. And if the opponent is weak to grass type attacks, double down 2 makes her sync move hit harder. Valplume, on the other hand, has to have the opponent confused or paralyzed or both. And if the opponent is paralyzed, your sync move gets stronger. If it is sunny, your sync move gets stronger. And Comfy is a support type, so no sync move multiplier here, but the higher your HP is, the stronger your attacks are. Every single week I do a seasonal run of my champion stadium. If you want to see Comfy in action, I will link it in the description. Check out my seasonal run for champion stadium wave 40. You will see me use Comfy in one of those battles, and Comfy actually does quite well. So with that said, guys, we have reached the end of this presentation. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you learned something. And if you did, don't forget to give this a thumbs up. Subscribe again if you haven't. Thank you once again for the patience. I hope it was worth it. I hope you have learned which sync pair you want. Again, pick the one you need, because eventually we will be able to get everyone. Probably except for the Master Fair, we have to choose that one. But eventually, we will be able to get all 5 of them. Currently, I would not advise you to go 2 out of 5 through vouchers. I would advise you instead to go candies to get them to 2 out of 5 and 3 out of 5. But which sync pair do you need? Personally, I believe I will be going for Erika, because I would love to see Erika having 3 forms in my game. But what about you guys? I know a lot of you went for Lieutenant Surge and Morty. I don't hear a lot talking about Karen at all. So let me know, guys. Let me know in the pinned comment in the description which sync pair you want and why you're choosing that sync pair. And with that said, we have reached the end of this presentation. Again, this is Sol, also known as SPL Gum, also known as Spatial Gum, also known as Grunt. The artist team's called Grunt. And I will be doing a comparison of Regirock and Cobalion as well in the future. Stay tuned for how many gems we can get on July. Please do not ask for that. Please do not comment when is the data mine, when are you making your videos, because I do that immediately on day 1. You don't even have to ask for that. It stresses me out to see comments like that. So I appreciate your patience, guys. But again, thank you to all who supported me. And yeah, thank you to all of my members up there. Shadowfill, So Nicholas, More or Less Gaming, / Brandon Morales, Aryan Sync, Blaze, John909, Treasure Gamers, Poplio Gaming, Roy Ackerman, Luca Midi, Arimakose, Popwat / Jeremy, Visual for the support. And if you want to join them, click on the join button down below so you can have nice thumbnails, icons, score bunnies, tricos, and everything if you chat with me and if you comment down below. And yeah, that's it. Thumbs up. Don't forget. Click on the bell button. Subscribe if you haven't. And I will see you. I will see you soon. Let me know again which one you will choose. And I will see you in the next video. I'm tired. My throat hurts. Rawr.